All right, let's rip this band-aid off. I don't think the Buffy reboot or revival or sequel series, whatever you want to call it, has next to any chance of actually being good. For a few reasons. One, there was something magical about the original show, right? The blend of comedy and drama. These 20 plus episode seasons, except for the first season, that allowed for, character development and just these B plots that developed the cast. And in the modern streaming era, you have seen the number of episodes in a TV season get shorter and shorter, right about 12, 10, 8. And this will cause the show to have to be very plot focused and I think be to the detriment of the characters. Um, so that's one issue already there. The second one is that if you're now, so far, the only character we know is coming back supposedly is Buffy herself. Sarah Michelle Gellar has explained that she has been reported to be coming back in a recurring capacity, every like couple of episodes or even less than that, while some new Slayer is the focus. I have an issue with this because Buffy was the reason a lot of people like the series, along with the rest of the cast, but she was a very big part of what people enjoyed about that show. And I don't think you can make a new character, a new lead character, without having inevitable and probably unfavorable comparisons to Buffy as the protagonist. But that leads me to my third point, which is the characters who are possibly coming back, the ones who haven't been confirmed. If you can't bring back Spike, who was very much alive the last time we had any live action Buffy content with the season 5 finale of Angel, I don't think it's worth doing automatically. James Marsters is very consistent about not wanting to, not wanting to show his age in playing a character who does age. And unless you have the technology to de-age him and possibly Angel, if they are able to get David back, no point. This is one of the issues with doing these revivals 10, 20, 30 years later, is that a lot of the cast has aged, they've moved on to other things, and it's difficult to just pick up where you left off. But the vampires, more than anything else, are going to be the big issue. And like, would anybody really be happy if they killed off Spike and Angel because, oh well, we couldn't make them look younger, so we just had to write them out of the story? Would you really be okay with that? Or if they tried to recast them with younger actors, like it would be trash because they made their characters, and you can't get someone else to do it. The fourth part, excuse me, of my disillusion is that I don't trust the people who are confirmed to be part of this. Sarah Michelle Gellar is one of my favorite actresses. I think she is very talented as an actress. But this is the same lady who did not really like Buffy season 6, which I happen to really like. Season 7 is my least favorite. I still like it though. And with someone like that telling you, "Oh yeah, I know the story. I believe in it." Well, I can't really take that as gospel. And then if you move over to Chloe Zhao directing it, I mean, I don't want to get into an MCU rant, but a lot of people did not like Eternals. Basically, there's no one attached to this where I look at their credits and it gets me to believe they're going to be able to tell some story that's interesting. And 5, what will probably end up happening if this goes through or if this occurs, and I'm going off of the trend I've been noticing with more and more of these shows. It's going to get maybe 1 season, 2 seasons, and then it's going to get canceled, and then people are going to complain about how, oh, it was struck down before its time. That's the problem with, again, modern TV. Shorter seasons, higher rates of cancellation. One of the reasons that Buffy, the first season, a lot of people are not as kind towards. I'm very forgiving of it, and I do like it because it was, the show was trying to get on its foot. But a lot of people don't understand that one of the reasons the first season was allowed to kind of like just try to get where it was because it was one of the first shows for the WB, and that made it to where getting rid of it really quickly right after like one season wasn't really something they could do. But with these streaming services and all the trash they're spewing out, um, they have a much more cutthroat perspective, which is going to play into the show possibly just getting, again, one season, two season, and then it's out of there. So those are my reasons. I don't think a new character will be interesting. I don't think they're going to use Buffy and any other possible returning characters in a way that is satisfying. I believe the network will probably get impatient and cancel it very quickly if it is even made at all. I don't trust the writing staff involved. And really, I don't like to just go and say, oh, this thing is going to be bad before it even comes out. But this is a rare exception for me because I saw the reaction by other fans. People who love Buffy, people who have watched this show time and time again. And guess what? They are not going to delude themselves into thinking that just because it's new, just because they're making some more stuff, that it's going to be any good. And I'm not going to, abstain from that perspective as well. The show, this possible revival, sequel series, whatever you want to call it, I don't know how you can make it a sequel series and then it's not even about the character it was about before. That would make it I would think that would be a spinoff, but I guess we're switching up our terms here. This show has a lot of things riding against it, and maybe by some miracle it won't be horrible, but I'm not going to get my hopes up for when there's this many factors that are leading me to tread lightly and carefully around the idea of resurrecting something that uh, just doesn't that I don't think could be made nowadays. That's all I'll say. I could be wrong. If I am, I'll be the first one to come out and go, "Oh man, I know what I was talking about." But just going off of what I can see and what trends I've picked up on, I don't think I will be.